Hello, and welcome to Convince the Atheist. My name is Steven, and here's your chance to save a soul. All joking aside, this episode needs a major trigger warning. Murder by stoning and rape. Today we're going to talk about getting stoned. Not the Dave Matthews concert kind of stone, but the Shirley Jackson time. Spoiler alert, I guess. I'm not going to pull punches here. If you listen to this whole episode and you still support the God that commands this, there are resources for you. I personally use BetterHelp before. No, they aren't a sponsor, but they're definitely worth looking into. Anyway, let's get into how much of a freaking psychopath God is. The Bible verses I'm referring to will be in the description, but God commanded people to be killed with rocks like Ludo from the Labyrinth on a particularly rough bender. Reasons include adultery, blasphemy, idolatry, among others, but those aren't all too surprising. But man, the list goes on like side effects for pills advertised on daytime TV. Sabbath breaking. No, this story is wild. See, it was the Sabbath, and a guy was found gathering sticks, for a fire, I guess. Maybe for hearts and graps with his kids. Maybe dude wanted to cook up some cactus fruit out there in the desert. Maybe he was trying to keep a newborn baby warm overnight where the temperatures dropped to below freezing. Bible doesn't say why. Probably because God doesn't care why. Anyway, this guy's gathering sticks, and God says, "Not on my special day. Someone better murder him right now." And so they did. They picked up stones and they killed him with them. Now I know what you're thinking. How are they allowed to pick up stones and burn them, which is clearly more work than just picking up sticks? Didn't the one throwing the stones commit the same infraction? Why is that okay? Well, the answer is simple. God loves murder. If you disagree, I invite you to check out my video about Noah's Ark, where he kills a lot of people and animals. Another thing in the list, disobedience of parents. This one is absolutely disgusting. I wrote a joke here, but that didn't feel right. Even attempting to be funny about this is gross, but actually believing or supporting this is stomach churning. Deuteronomy chapter 21 verses 18 through 21 literally say that if your child is not obeying and you've already punished them and they keep it up, bring them to the elders and they will stone them to death for you to purge evil from among you. And a lot of things that keep it light, but this, if you defend a God that says this, keeping in mind that Hebrews 13:8 says that he's the same yesterday, today, and forever, so he is still the same God that commanded children be murdered for disobedience. If you could honestly defend that, I hope you never have children. Back to the list. Murder in general. False prophecy, because you gotta shut up anyone who speaks out about murdering children by saying God might be wrong about that. This next one, well, omit the verse in the description, but a woman is raped by her neighbor, but because she was within the walls of the city and didn't cry out for help, well, they took her out by stones. Yes, they stoned her to death because no one heard her crying out for help. Maybe she couldn't cry out. Maybe he had a knife and said if she screamed he would kill her. Maybe he covered her mouth. We're almost at the end, at least the end that I decided to sift through for this video. We'll talk about more murder in other videos, not because I'm fixated on it, but because God is. God sure loved murdering his children. He's like Oprah, but instead of cars, it's big rocks. You get a rock, you get a rock, no, you get a rock. Everybody gets a rock. There are more stories to be shared here, but I think my point is proven. I know the comments are coming where people say Jesus changed the rules when he came to earth, and no, you don't get that argument. See, God himself has mentioned already in Hebrews 8 and again in Malachi 3 that he's never changing. Hold him to his word. The only way I'll accept that argument is for you to state it as proof that the Bible is self-defeating due to contradictions. So leave that comment if you want, but understand that in doing so you admit the fallible nature of God and effectively prove evidence of divine perjury. That's a slippery slope to admitting the Bible was written by men and not God, and maybe, just maybe, well, you could draw your own conclusions. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Convince the Atheist. As always, let's keep the conversation going. Let he who is without sin cast the first comment.